Annamalai University, for example, you take Annamalai University as a classic example of the south. And in north, you can take Indira Kala Kendra University in Chhattisgarh. These are the two important places where music was very, very popular. And the third place was Banaras Hindu University, and then Central College of Music in Chennai. That was, once upon a time, it was regarded as very good. But over a period of time, why did the depletion in admission take place is the number one question there. And question number two is, for people to commute from one place to the other and learn, it was the attitude of the guru and the attitude of the disciple. Also slowly it changed in 1990s and 2000. It changed. The graph fell like this. The graph went up like this and it remained stationary and slowly it fell. Directly coming to the point, in 2020 what happened? Before that, you had the Skype. That is okay. But in 2020, all of a sudden, the schools and colleges and the universities were shut because of the pandemic. And during pandemic, people started exploring what are the alternate method of teaching. So whether we have the pedagogy of teaching methodologies for online is a question mark now again. Now directly coming to the point of online, from correspondence course to institution to open distance learning, ODL, from ODL to online, because you keep all your scripts, everything in the cloud system there. And then whichever you want, you can, if you want Navagraha Kirtane Beka, it's available. Panchalinga Sruti Beka, it's available. Anything and everything is available on the cloud, and you just access it and you teach. But in the online teaching, what I have observed is, if a teacher, suppose you are a guru and I am your student, I just take a small example. The Alapna portion of it is, if they teach, they can understand, etc. For example, if you come to Mayura Natham Anisham Mayura Natham Anisham. This is Mishra Chapo. Either you can play the tatara like this or like this. In electronics, there is a time lag.
Yes, exactly.
This creates a lot of confusion. If a guru sings like this, what is the when you are one-on-one, he says, what is the swara for this? Where do you stop? And what kind of a phrases that you take for a dhanyasi? This is a dhanyasi. This is one aspect of it. The second aspect is, in the Thara, Dyalankrita Gekam Kekura Dyalankrita Gekam Haram. The syllables and the phrase doesn't communicate properly. One. And third, Charanatni Bandaga. आयुरारोग्यैश्वर्यदं सायुज्यादिमुक्तिप्रदं आयुरनाथम्. Ether complications in that. This is the Dikshitar's composition, which is a very tough composition. So how do we impart this training to a student is a big question mark. The major question mark is ಈ ತಾಳ ನಾವು ಹಾಕುವಾಗ I'm sorry, I'm using Kannada. Yeah, when you are displaying the thala, or there is a time lag there. Whether there is a yedapu or it creates a lot of confusion. For example, yesterday Mr. Ravikiran sang Sri Rajagopala. Ali Sri Raja Gopala Bagala Sri Raja Gopala Bagala Sringaralila Srutajana Padanina Sri. At this portion, how do we explain her? There are subtleties for a nuances for a new person. So either though there are pros and cons of it. Therefore, coming back to the point, gross enrollment ratio, the qualitative and quantitative treatment for social sciences is different, for engineering is different, for medical sciences and engineering, they have practicals. Even for law and music, I would consider it is an art and a science, because they have practicals also. So these are some of the gamuts of complications and bunch of complications which have arose in the minds of people. Therefore, I leave the discussion to both of you to carry it forward. This is just an introduction and a preamble. I have with the learning management systems, etc. I will conclude that at the end. Over to any one of you.
Thank you, sir, for that wonderful introduction. So my name is Vidya Subramanian. I've come from Chennai. So please pardon me for speaking in English because I'm not fluent in Kannada. So I would like to start off with a little bit about my journey as an online teacher, because I started teaching online way before COVID, around 2004-2005 time frame, when online teaching of Carnatic music was not very commonly done, and there was far less acceptance of online learning of traditional art forms than what we see today. And what I realized about online learning about music is many times the issues we speak about in terms of lack of effectiveness are a result of lack of adaptation of the teaching methods by the teacher rather than a flaw due to the technology. I do understand and accept that there are some technological limitations such as the lag that sir was mentioning. However, I found that online teaching actually is a great enabler in many ways. What I tried to do is to change and adapt the teaching methods to ensure that any student anywhere in the world of any level, somebody who may have never heard of Carnatic music to somebody who's already at a concert level looking to further hone his or her skills, can learn effectively or nearly as effectively as in an in-person class. Because one thing I strongly feel is that online learning is here to stay. Personally, we may or may not prefer to learn online. It is an individual decision. However, as the world changes, as commuting becomes more challenging, and as people become globetrotters, online learning is a great enabler for students as well as teachers. So over time, I expanded my academy, and today we have 2,000 students and a team of over 100 teachers. I'm very pleased and proud that a number of our teachers are also here today. And what we have seen in our journey over the years, I would like to take a few minutes to talk about that because I want to talk about